Apple introduced Apple Intelligence in June 2024 as its approach to integrating AI, Apple Intelligence, get it, into its devices and software ecosystem. So the company aimed to combine generative AI models with personal context to enhance user experience across iPhone, iPad, and Mac platforms. However, the implementation and reception of Apple Intelligence have been, to put it kindly, mixed. So June 2024, they announced Apple Intelligence in the Worldwide Developers Conference at WWDC. In July 2024, the first previewed version was released to developers. September 2024, a soft launch with limited features, very limited features. Late 2024, gradual rollout of additional features, but not many, and none of them seem to work particularly well, to be honest, as far as I've seen and experienced and read. So Apple was relatively late to the AI game compared to the competition, like, Android and Samsung and even Microsoft. It seemed like, Apple sort of watchers figured they were holding back, as they sometimes do with new technology, kind of holding back, seeing what the lay of the land is, and then jumping in with their, improved product based upon learning from the mistakes of others. That doesn't seem to have been the case. I think they just maybe got caught flat-footed. The sort of staggered release has been criticized for making the rollout feel like an extended beta test, or at least it certainly feels that way. The initial releases had very basic features, disappointing some users. Apple tried to mitigate the expectations a bit, but they kept pushing for people to buy the new iPhone 16. Oh, it'll have the features, it'll have the AI, and it kind of didn't, and the ones that it did finally get were not very great. It's limited to the newer iPhones, of iPhone 15 Pro and up, and to Mac computers with M1 chips and better, and 16 gigs of RAM, I think. I happen to have an M1 Air with 16 gigs of RAM, and I honestly haven't used any of the features. I've looked at them a little bit, and there's nothing there that interests me particularly. Siri doesn't seem any better that I can tell. Now, Apple did emphasize on-device processing and private cloud compute for enhanced security, but then, on the other hand, they integrated with ChatGPT to, hand off more complex queries to it. So that kind of negates the effect of the whole private cloud concept. Quite a few of the Apple Intelligence features have been particularly disappointing. The notification summaries feature has been criticized for inaccuracies and poor analysis. Some users report spam messages being prioritized, and the summaries often fail to highlight truly important information. Apple recently acknowledged that this feature needs significant improvement, and I think they're pulling it back in the 18.3 iOS release. Genmojis, they were the AI-generated custom emojis, and have been described as a huge disappointment by users. Many complained that the generated emojis had a distinct AI look and often didn't accurately represent the text prompts given. Image Playground got negative feedback also, with a 2.7 star rating on the App Store and mostly 1-star reviews. As I mentioned, Siri's capabilities don't seem to have significantly improved. While it can now answer some questions about Apple products, it still struggles with basic tasks and often provides incorrect or irrelevant responses. A tool like that is not helping you unless it's helping you. If it's just giving you stupid answers, there's no value to it. The writing tools were considered one of the most useful features, but they still seem to be undercooked and definitely need improvement. There's a proofreading feature which users found the interface inconsistent and unreliable, and often failed to detect common mistakes or display corrections properly. So while Apple's entry into AI with Apple Intelligence was, pretty highly anticipated, the execution has faced a lot of criticism for feeling rushed and incomplete. And I don't think it's just feeling rushed and incomplete. I think it was rushed, and it certainly is incomplete. The company's strategy of gradual improvement and focus on privacy may eventually pay off, but as of early 2025, Apple Intelligence is still pretty weak sauce, I would say. That's kind of a shame. I thought maybe they would, pull it off, but nope, apparently not. AI seems to be a tough nut to crack for everybody. I hope that was interesting for somebody, and we'll catch you next time. Take care.